Welcome back. Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise. We're not talking about roadmaps or future promises. We're tracking the real, measurable growth that's happening across the Cardano ecosystem right now. We're talking finance, real-world infrastructure, and a booming developer community. So let's just dive right in.
And we're going to kick things off with a pretty big number, $7 million. That is the new total value locked, or TVL, that just poured in to a single DeFi protocol on Cardano, Strike Finance. Now that is a huge signal of confidence. It shows you that serious money is actively flowing into the ecosystem.
But it's not just about the total amount of money. It's about the balance. Take a look at this. You've got about 2.8 million in long interest, up against 880K in short interest. And according to our sources, this is the most balanced ratio ever for the platform. That kind of two-sided action, that's the sign of a healthy, maturing market, not just some one-sided hype drain.
So all that growth in DeFi, it naturally leads us to our first big topic, all the new ways that you, the users, can actually earn rewards. Let's look at a few projects that are making this happen as we speak. Okay, for example, Strike Finance just paid out over 100,000 ADA to its stakers. That brings their all-time total to 380,000 ADA. And right on their heels, you've got Flow, which is launching its staking protocol with a really interesting model. 100% of the protocol's revenue gets split right back to the users, the people staking and providing liquidity. See, this shows that earning rewards on Cardano isn't some far-off dream. It is happening right now. But what's really fascinating to me is how some of these rewards are being generated. There's one project out there tying its payouts to something you can actually see and touch in the real world. And that project is Hoskilian. It just paid out over 4,000 ADA to its token holders. And get this, those rewards are generated from its stake in World Mobile's physical real-world Airinode network. The process for users is super simple. You buy the token, set up a profile, and then you can claim your slice of the ADA rewards every single month. It's a direct link between a digital asset and actual revenue-generating infrastructure. And that connection to World Mobile brings us perfectly to our next section. We're kind of zooming out here, moving from the digital world of DeFi to the physical, tangible infrastructure that's being built on Cardano's foundation. So what does it even mean to be a World Mobile Network founder? Well, you're not just a customer buying a phone plan. No, you are actively helping to operate the telecom network. And for doing that, you get unlimited service, high-speed data, access to premier staking, and even a big bonus in their WMTX token. And this all comes back to their core mission, which is captured perfectly in this quote: "Own your connection, reclaim power." I mean, that's a direct shot at the old-school telecom model. The whole idea is to decentralize connectivity and give the power back to the actual users who make the network run.
Okay, so we've got finance growing, we have real-world infrastructure taking shape, but how does the ecosystem keep this incredible momentum going? Well, the answer seems to lie in fueling future growth, and that means developers and strategic partnerships.
First up, you gotta get the developers. Newcast is launching its third Cardano hackathon. This one's called India Code X, and it's happening in Hyderabad. They're targeting 3,000 developers. And look at what they're focusing on: building with AI on Cardano, using the Hydra scaling solution, and the new Midnight privacy protocol. This is all about building the next wave of dApps, and it's backed by a real prize pool and mentorship from Project Catalyst itself. But look, getting developers excited is only half the battle. If you want to achieve true global scale, you need some powerful friends. And a massive partnership was just announced that brings a popular community project together with one of Cardano's own foundational pillars. Now, before we get to the partnership, we absolutely have to be clear on who Emergo is. They are the official commercial arm of Cardano. They are literally one of the 3 founding entities. Their entire job is to drive adoption by investing, building, and making these global partnerships. So when Emergo decides to get involved with something, it's a pretty big deal. And that partnership is between Emergo and Snake, a meme coin that built this huge grassroots community. The results are immediate.
They're going to co-host a big event at Token 2049. EMARGO is going to help Snake get listed on more global exchanges. And get this, EMARGO's own CEO is joining Snake's advisory board. This is an absolutely massive endorsement, and it builds a strong bridge between the community and the core establishment.
An official partnership with a meme coin, a real-world telecom network, a massive surge in DeFi capital. I mean, when you start seeing all these different moves being made, the natural question is, what's next? The source that broke the Emergo news ended with this simple, confident statement. The future is bright. And really, when you start piecing all these different threads together, from finance to infrastructure to these wild partnerships, you can really start to see why there's this feeling of genuine optimism building up. This blend of grassroots energy from projects like Sneak, real-world utility from World Mobile, and that growing financial depth in its DeFi space, it really paints a picture of an ecosystem that's starting to hit its stride. So we want to turn the question over to you. Looking at all this momentum, which part of Cardano's story are you most excited to watch unfold? Let us know what you think.